Hi, this is Abel Stewart with another lesson. This is a really short lesson, but maybe an important one. So if you're a beginning guitar student and you're just not really getting a good clear sound out of the strings and you're wondering what's going on with that. So there are a couple really common issues that come up, and let me talk about those and hopefully how to really avoid some of that. So a lot of times a student's going to get a sound something like that. And so they say, well, what's going on? Why isn't it sounding real clear? It sounds muffled. Well, so what's happening is if your fingers, one possibility, if your fingers are too flat, so I'm just kind of holding it like that. If you notice, the angle of the fingers is really important. So if I go like that, but if I flatten them out, you see how that muffles it like that. So you can move your wrist forward or backward, and you can also play with the elbow position. You can do both of those, and a lot of times that will do a lot to really give a much clearer sound. So play around with that, experiment with that, and see what's going to give you the best sound. The reason I can't tell you universally this is how you have to have your hand. Every hand is a little bit different. Some fingers are longer, some folks have bigger hands, smaller hands. So there is no universal rule of this is how your hand has to be. So that's why I really tell folks, try moving the wrist around, moving the elbow around until you can find a good, clear sound. And that's what you really want to shoot toward doing consistently and developing that as a habit. All right. Again, the main rule is if it sounds good and feels comfortable, great. Because every hand is different, if you can get those two things, you're doing just fine. All right. So shoot for that good, clear sound. The other possibility is if it sounds a little bit like that, muffled, soft, sometimes it's just not pressing hard enough. And now, understandably, a lot of people say, well, I press hard, but it hurts, right? Also totally normal. What happens is, as you play the guitar more, especially on a steel string guitar, you got to build up the calluses on the fingers. And so if you're playing and it says, oh, it just really hurts, I don't want to press harder because it hurts to do that. Press on and keep doing that, and I promise you, it will hurt less with time. Every single guitarist who learns goes through that. It's totally normal. And yeah, within a few days, week, it'll start hurting a lot less, I promise you. Just press on and keep going, and it will get better. So yeah, a lot of times it's just not pressing hard enough. Sometimes pressing hard enough, can change the sound from this to this, right? And it's just that question of giving a little bit stronger grip, all right? So another really common problem that folks can run into is position related to the fret. So we've talked about before, if I have a sound something like this where I'm getting buzzing sounds in there, a lot of times what's happening is I'm not in a good position related to the fret. So remember, you want to get as close as you can to the fret this way without crossing over. And so sometimes it's just a matter of going from here to here, and it clears it right up. So check where your fingers are in position to the fret. That's also really important. So again, if you have good angle, if you're getting a good strong grip and your fingers are close to the fret without crossing it, that will go a really long way toward getting you a nice clear tone on the chords that you do. So check all those three factors, and usually a good amount of the time that will resolve a lot of the problems that come up. All right, so hopefully that's helpful for you.